Well, here we are again, and we're going to talk about how to take your drawing and transfer it onto the linoleum. And I have to work pretty quickly because I'm going to be kicked out of the building pretty soon. But you'll start off with a piece of white paper and your linoleum square. You're going to lay the linoleum square, the safety cut, on your white paper, and with your pencil just trace around it, and then you'll know that's the exact size that you're working with. And I would like for you to come up with at least 4 different designs. Now, I'd like to show you a design that another student did, and this is one that's already been used. There's a D for her first name, and then students were told, and you guys are going to be told also, to create a design that kind of identifies who you are, or what you like, or something that you like. And this is a very kind person, and she just really likes hearts. So she did a design with a heart in it, the middle, and then she did a big D that symbolized the first letter of her first name. So you will have 2 designs, 2 pieces of linoleum, and one is going to be your initial, and one's going to be a design that identifies or symbolizes who you are. So this is a D and a big heart with some design added to it. So once you come up with some of your ideas of what you want your design to look like, let's say for example you have a letter L for your first name, come up with several different ways to draw the letter L. Or if you have the letter M, come up with several different ways to draw the letter M. This is what the actual size is that I've sketched out. So I like to put a border on my designs just because I think it holds the design in place well. So I'm going to kind of sketch in a border first, and then I would draw the design in that space. Now I am not going to draw right now because I don't want to take up your class time on doing that. So I'm going to go back to the letter M and kind of sketch over it dark on where I want it to be. I do it very lightly the first time, and then I go kind of dark. Because what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to transfer this basic design onto my linoleum. And to do that, I have to draw pretty dark. I'm going to go where I want the pencil marks to go, so if I need to make corrections, now's the time to do it. I'm making kind of a modified curve here. Now, with my scissors, now I'm going to add more to this design, but this is the basic so far. With my scissors, I'm going to cut out the shape. This is the actual size of the linoleum. I'm going to take that M, which could actually be a W also, and I'm going to put it face down on my linoleum. And then with the back of my scissors, I'm going to rub firmly, and I have to be real careful not to let that paper move. If I move the paper, I'm going to end up with a blurred design. And I can see through that paper a little bit. I know you probably can't see that on the camera, but I can see through the paper, so I can pretty well see where I need to rub. I want to make sure I especially get it around the letter M. You can kind of lift up and see, yeah, it printed really well. I've got one spot over here that didn't print, so I'm going to go back over. So there, I have my exact design printed on my linoleum. It transfers very easily. It's called transferring the image. And now I can take this, and if I want to add something to it or take something away, I can. I can actually erase with my pencil also, but I prefer not to do that. What I'm going to do now is show you how I cut with the linoleum. This is a real quick review. Hand goes behind the linoleum or the safety cut. The palm of my hand is where the ball of the handle rests. My finger goes on top of the handle, and the V shape is down. And I'm going to start cutting. Now, what I need to think about is what part am I going to leave and what part is going to be cut out. Whatever is going to be left is the part that's actually going to be the ink design, and the part that's cut out is the part that's going to be white. It's kind of like the opposite of drawing. So I'm carefully staying on those lines, and I'm not running into the letter M. So I've got kind of a nice clean edge cutting around that M. Now this M is really close to the edge, so what I want to do is I want to cut around all the background space and leave the M showing. So carefully, holding on to the back of my linoleum, I'm going to cut away all that background space. It's going to take a few minutes, so I'm not going to take up all of your time by just cutting out the background, but I'm showing you what it looks like when I cut it out. And I'm being very careful not to cut into the letter M. Once again, I'm emphasizing that I'm turning the linoleum and I'm not turning the direction of the blade. I'm always cutting away from me and away from my hand and away from my body. I'm going right along the edge of that M. And I'm going to turn the camera off for just a minute, but I'm hoping you can see where I'm cutting out all of the background of that M. When I get it finished, I'll turn the camera back on and you can see what it looks like.